They feel you before they see you. They don't know what it is, but your presence disrupts the room. The moment you enter, energy shifts. Eyes turn. Silence hits. Because chosen one, your aura is radiating power, and they can't look away. You were never meant to blend in. That glow they can't explain. It's not just confidence, it's divine fire. You've walked through battles that would have crushed most, and now your spirit carries the weight of survival and the light of purpose. That's why they stare. That's why they whisper. That's why they feel something around you, even when you say nothing. There's a mystery to you, a force that doesn't shout, but commands, a silence that speaks louder than noise. And it's not arrogance, it's not ego, it's alignment. You've tapped into something that makes the world pause. You've stopped chasing approval, and in doing so, your presence has become magnetic. They don't know your story, they just feel your strength. It leaks from your posture, your eyes, your energy. You've become a mirror, and when people look at you, they see what they're missing in themselves. That's why they react the way they do. Some admire you, some envy you, some fear you, but no one can ignore you. Because chosen one, your aura is alive. It's been purified through pain, matured through silence, and sharpened through every betrayal you endured in secret. You didn't just survive, you transmuted. You turned suffering into wisdom, wounds into power, and isolation into evolution. You don't chase attention, but attention finds you anyway, not because of what you wear or what you say, but because of who you've become. Your soul has depth now, gravity, frequency, and that can't be faked. Some people smile in your face but flinch in your energy. Why? Because your light exposes what they've buried. You're not just walking around, you're waking people up. Your very presence is a reminder that it's possible to rise after falling, to shine after being dimmed. That's why people feel something they can't describe when you're near. They sense the fire. They feel the frequency. It's spiritual, not physical. It's energy, not words. And it's real. You don't need to speak loudly anymore. Your energy speaks for you. It walks ahead of you. It announces you. That's why people notice you before you even enter the room. That's why they keep watching long after you've left. Some people will try to copy your glow, but they can't duplicate your process. They didn't endure what you endured. They didn't heal what you healed. They didn't let go of what you let go. So they can mimic the style, but they can't steal the source. Because your aura isn't a trend. It's a testimony. You've been through the fire, and it didn't burn you. It refined you. That's why your energy hits different. You're not pretending. You're not performing. You're being. And that's what draws people in. Authenticity is rare. Truth is powerful. And chosen ones carry both like armor. You didn't ask for this power. You became this power through nights of wrestling with yourself, through choosing peace over revenge, through walking away when staying would have been easier, through forgiving when it broke your heart to do so. And now your reward is this glow, this calm confidence, this supernatural clarity that makes people stop and wonder, who is that? They see the outside shift, but they don't know the spiritual war you fought to get here. They don't know the tears, the breakdowns, the nights you begged for a way out. And that's okay, because you don't owe anyone your scars. You wear your healing as your crown, quiet, regal, unshakable. That's why they can't stop watching you. That's why people feel nervous around you, even when you're kind. It's not intimidation, it's resonance. Their spirit recognizes the frequency of someone chosen, of someone anointed, of someone who's carrying purpose like a hidden flame. And some can't handle it. Some will try to dim you, mock you, challenge you. But it's not about you. It's about their discomfort in your presence, because your elevation triggers their stagnation. Your peace disrupts their chaos. You'll notice how some people get drained just being around you. That's because your energy is too clean, too pure, too high. It forces their darkness to rise to the surface, and unless they're ready to confront it, they'll reject you for simply being who you are. But don't shrink. Don't dull your fire to make others comfortable. You weren't chosen to fit in. You were chosen to stand out. You were chosen to remind others that the divine is real. That growth is possible. That radiance is earned. You're the proof that healing isn't just internal, it radiates outward. In the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you exist, your energy is the evidence. And that's why they wash. That's why they can't look away. Your aura isn't loud, but it's undeniable. It doesn't beg, it draws. It doesn't plead, it commands. Because when you're in alignment with the Most High, you don't need to force anything. The energy speaks for itself. And here's what they don't know. Your aura is still expanding. This is just the beginning. As you go deeper into your calling, your glow will only grow brighter. Your peace will deepen. Your magnetism will intensify. And the ones who are meant for you will rise with you, while the rest will fall away. This is what it means to be chosen. To radiate without effort. To attract without noise. To walk in power, and not even realize how strong it truly is. You don't need validation. You are the vibration. You don't chase energy. You are the energy. And now, the world is beginning to see it. You've become the light people never saw coming. The quiet storm they underestimated. The living example that you can be powerful without being loud, that you can carry God's presence without ever sinning His name. Your aura is your announcement. Your glow is your gospel. And every room you walk into becomes a sacred space because of it. That's why the wrong people feel so uneasy around you. Your vibration is too high for low intentions. Your spirit too pure for manipulative games. You don't even have to say a word. Your silence makes them nervous. Your stillness is louder than their noise. Because your presence carries weight. People can lie with their mouths, but energy doesn't lie. And when you're chosen, your very existence convicts those who aren't walking in truth. They feel exposed around you, not because you judge them, but because your life forces them to reflect. That's why you're not meant for every crowd. That's why you outgrow rooms, people, and even versions of yourself. Your aura is too large for small environments. Your calling too great for average spaces, and the more you evolve, the more people will either rise with you or fade from your frequency. But don't grieve the loss. Your energy is shifting. You're becoming a beacon. The ones who can't handle the light were never assigned to your journey. Let them go. Because with every step you take into alignment, you're getting closer to your divine tribe. Those who recognize your glow not as a threat, but as a sign. You'll notice it more and more. Strangers opening up to you. People staring at you like they've seen a ghost. Or maybe like they've seen an angel. Because your aura carries ancient wisdom. There's something familiar about you to the soul. And that's because your spirit has walked this path before. You didn't just wake up with this glow. You earned it through nights of soul work, forgiveness, sacrifice, and stillness. While others were chasing validation, you were doing the shadow work. While they were looking for followers, you were healing your wounds. That's the difference. Your glow is the byproduct of internal fire, the residue of communion with something higher than yourself. And now you can't be unseen. People feel your entrance before you arrive. They remember you long after you leave. And they may never know your name, but they'll never forget your energy. You're unforgettable because your frequency doesn't come from the world. It comes from God. That's why you feel different. That's why you've always felt different. And that's not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Because chosen ones are supposed to stand out. You were meant to make others feel something, even if they don't know what it is. Let them stare. Let them wonder. Let them talk. Because every whisper is proof that you're walking in your light. Every reaction is confirmation that you're carrying power. You don't need to argue with anyone. Your energy speaks a truth their ego can't deny. You're not here to convince. You're here to be. And the more you embody your truth, the more unstoppable you become. Because when you walk in your aura, fully and fearlessly, you become a mirror, a magnet, and a movement all at once. You mirror people's potential. You magnetize the right connections, and you become the silent force that changes lives without even trying. People won't understand how you keep glowing in darkness, how you stay calm in chaos, how you love even when you're surrounded by envy. But that's the nature of divine energy. It doesn't compete, it just radiates. And here's the secret: you're just getting started. Your aura is expanding because your soul is ascending. Every time you choose peace over pettiness, every time you act from love instead of fear, your frequency rises. And with it, your life begins to reflect what you've always carried within. Miracles don't chase cloud. They chase alignment. And chosen one, you are aligned. You've been planted, not buried. Hidden, not forgotten. Prepared, not punished. And now, the world is beginning to see what God always knew. That your presence was never ordinary. That your light was always meant to shine.